up, YouTube? So today, back with another video. Somebody told me that they wanted a labor and delivery vlog, but I couldn't get that out. It happened too fast for me to get that out. And then somebody else said that they wanted a story time, basically a labor and delivery story time. So I'm telling you what. So as y'all may know, may or may not, I don't know if I said this in my last video, but my due date was October 2nd, and basically I went past my due date, so I wasn't finna get induced until like that next week into that. So I'm like, forget this, I'm tired of being pregnant. I cannot be pregnant. So I called my doctor. That's on the little card. If everybody know, when you're pregnant, they give you a little card to monitor every time you go to the doctor, and each week you is and basically watch you grow. So I called the little number on the card, it's the little emergency number to talk to the doctor. I called them, like, I got a headache and I basically can't see. I'm seeing like TV channels. Bless you. So I basically, like, I'm seeing TV channels, but I was just basically, I did not want to get, I don't know, I was tired of being pregnant, basically. End of the story. So they're like, okay, go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. It's like 6 o'clock at night. They're like, what's wrong? Well, we'll see you today. I'm like, I called my doctor. They said that I can come in because I'm having headaches and I can't get them away. They asked that I take Tylenol. I'm like, yes. I did not take no Tylenol because I wasn't even having a real headache for real. I was just tired of being pregnant, and I was trying to see if they was going to induce me. And mom was like, nah, something like 10 they going to induce you because you're having headaches and you can't see. That's basically the sign. It's not the sign of labor, but it's basically like not a good sign while you're pregnant. It's basically like high blood pressure and stuff. So I said, yeah, I told them I took some Tylenol and it didn't work. That's what I told them. I did not do it in real life. So I told them I took Tylenol and it didn't work. They said, okay. They went to go talk with the other nurse and they came back in. They was like, well, basically we're going to induce. I looked at my mama. She looked back at me. She like, let's go. Let's go and get it out the way. I'm like, all right. So basically they came in the room. They like, we're going to induce you. I don't know if other people get induced by like a needle in your IV. I don't know how they do it in other states, but they did me with, don't mind my baby. She talking. She watching TV. Mickey Mouse. Okay, she talking to TV. But they induced me by a little tissue. It was like a little thin tissue that they put like below, like in your cervix below back there. They put it back there in my cervix, and basically it was opening up my cervix. So like at 6 o'clock at night, I slept through the whole night. It was good. I ain't had no contractions through that whole night that I got induced. But that next morning, about, I could say about 2 o'clock, I started having contractions. But I could breathe through the contractions. But when they got to like coming back to back a little bit, I could not breathe through. I'm like, So they like, before they started coming back to back, the doctor was like, your cervix not opening up fast enough that they wanted me to open up too fast. I'm like, okay. So they was like, we're going to give you this medicine that make your contraction come back to back. I'm like, okay. They like, it's called Pitocin. I think it started with a P. I remember it started with a P. I believe it's Pitocin. And make your contractions come back to back fast, basically. It's opening in your cervix, basically to give you contractions that it would have been gave you, but I guess. So they like in a few minutes your contractions is gonna come back to back. It's gonna gradually go up back to back to back to back, and it's gonna start it coming for real, for real. But the contractions I was having before the Pitocin that I can literally breathe through. I can breathe through. So basically I couldn't, like, I was too, like, it hurted too bad to even let them check my cervix. I did not even let them check my cervix. I couldn't at all. It was too bad. I won't do it again. So the lady like, they like, we're gonna give you the Pitocin. So they give me the Pitocin, and I could say about 4 o'clock, my contractions started coming back to back to where I literally can't breathe through them. I'm crying through every contraction. Every time I feel like a contraction gone, it's like feel like one coming up. Like you can feel the contraction come. Like it's not like They say it's like a bad cramp. It is not no bad cramp. I don't care what nobody say. Contractions is not no bad cramp. Don't let nobody say you can breathe through them contractions. You cannot breathe through them contractions. I mean, I couldn't. And I'm saying I cannot breathe through them contractions. People probably say they breathe through contractions or they went through labor without the, they went through labor without the epidural. So, wow. I told myself I wasn't going to get the epidural because they said it can paralyze you if you do get it, if you move or something. So I'm like, I don't want to take no chance because I'm afraid of the needles, and I know, and I see how long the needle was. It wasn't that long, but it's a needle going to my back, and I never had a needle going to my back, so I was real nervous about it. So, excuse me. So, as my contractions started gradually going up farther and farther and back to back to back to back, like, it was to where, like, my contractions was hurting, but I mean, I can breathe through, but I was tired. I'm like, oh my God, every time a contraction leaves, it feel like one coming. And, like, you can feel when one coming. It's not like a cramp out of nowhere. It's like, it feel like it's gradually coming up into you, like, and then you feel it. And it's like, it's something. It's like your whole uterus I can't explain it, but I know it hurt me, and I know contractions is nothing to play with, and I know if y'all, I don't know, if y'all got high pain tolerance, congrats to y'all, but I can't. So my contractions gradually coming up there, and I'm like, no. I said I wasn't gonna get the epidural. I'm like, So they said this medicine they can put in your IV, and it can basically calm your contractions down. So I'm like, okay, y'all can give me that. So I'm like, y'all can give me that. They gave me the little medicine in my IV. Well, my IV was up in this time. They gave me the medicine in my IV, and I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, I feel so high. When I say high, I cannot keep my eyes open. I can keep my eyes open. I couldn't talk. I fell straight to sleep. I swear to God, I fell straight to sleep. And I remember my mama talking to me, and I'm just dozing off. I remember I kept dozing. I'm gonna insert a clip of me high, cause I felt so weird. Like, I don't smoke. I never smoked. And I felt so weird to where I couldn't control my body. I'm like, no. I can't. So I recorded me because I felt the need. I'm going to insert the video. Y'all gonna see it. Yeah, so eventually that medicine that they put in my IV calmed down. So it basically went away. And I'm feeling contractions back to back to back again. So I'm like, they said, well, we can do it since you don't want the epidural. We can give you the medicine in your IV again. I said, okay, just go ahead and give me, because I wasn't feeling it when I had the medicine in my IV. It was just, I was high and I didn't like that, but yeah, that mama, baby, she got the hiccups. I mean, I can't do nothing about the hiccups. She don't want water. She don't want her milk. She just don't have to go away. So I'm like, okay. So they gave it to me again, and I was so high. I ain't like that feeling. So basically, I'm like, I can't feel this. Like, no, I do not like this feeling at all. I don't like none of this. I don't like none of this. So by the time the second one, the second medicine that went in my IV is the same medicine, but it's the second time. By the time that time wore off, my contractions came back to where I was finna to bald face cry. I cried, yes, I did. I was finna to, but when they started coming back to back, I just lost. I just started crying. I called my mama. I mean, my mama was in the room. I'm like, mama, call the nurse. I'm like, tell the nurse to come on with this epidural. Even though I said I wasn't gonna get it, I couldn't do it. I had to get that epidural. I'm like, ma, tell them I need the epidural. I'm like, ma, they trying to be funny. They taking too long. Yes, I was literally crying. Don't tell nobody that contractions is easy. Contractions is not easy. It's not easy at all. So yeah, they like, okay, we're gonna get the epidural. We gotta basically gotta send for it. And they gotta send us back. So I had the epidural, and when I got the epidural, I was numb to the world. I let them check my service. I did everything they wanted me to do. I mean, I let them do everything they wanted to do to me. Like, they tried to check my service, I let them with no problem. Even though I felt a little bit, I just felt them touching me. I did not feel like I felt the pressure, but it wasn't nothing major to me like the move. But yes, that epidural saved my life. When I got that epidural, every contraction I had went away. I mean, I didn't feel no contraction. I'm sleeping. So they asked, I'm sleeping on my side. So they asked to check my cervix, so I turned to my back. You know, cocked up on how you supposed to do. So they're like, you at 8 centimeters? I'm like, okay. So they like, next time we come and check, you basically gonna have the baby. I'm like, okay. Go back to sleep. They come back. They like, you at 9 centimeters. I'm like, okay. I want to sleep to the 10 centimeters. I'm tired. So I have my baby daddy and my mama-in-law on the phone. Basically, you know, it was COVID. Only one person can go. And I felt more comfortable with my mama going into the living room with me. But yeah, they basically was on the phone, and I'm numb, so I ain't feel nothing. I didn't feel no pressure. I didn't feel nothing at all. So when they started push, I was just pushing. But it was easy. My little labor was easy. After I got that epidural, it was so easy. I do it with nothing. So when I got that, when they said push, I pushed for like 15-30 minutes. So I'm pushing. They like, she almost here. They like, keep pushing, you doing good. They like, you pushing like you had a baby before. I'm like, But yeah, so they like push, I'm pushing, you know. So they like, oh my God, it's her head. Her head's right there. She have a lot of hair. Keep pushing. I'm like, okay. So, but mind you, you gotta push every time a contraction comes. You can't just push because they tell you to push. You gotta push every time a contraction comes. So I'm like, okay. I feel a contraction, like they know it's a contraction because there's a little monitor on the screen, and they hook you up to it. Well, you know, your baby on stomach, they put you on a little baby monitor to check your baby heart rate and check what your baby doing. You basically can hear your baby on a loudspeaker, and they had me hooked up to that. So I felt the contraction coming. They see it on the computer, and they see my face expression, so they knew it was a contraction. Well, when I had the epidural, I did not feel no contractions at all. I'm just saying, that's what happened. When they see a contraction on the screen, they tell you to push. But if you have an epidural, you're not going to feel it. They're just going to tell you to push. But if you don't have the epidural, you're going to feel your contractions. So they like, you having a contraction, push, so I'm pushing. They like, oh my gosh, she almost out. Her head is basically out. So they like, a few more pushes. So I'm like, okay. Look on the screen, like, push again. Pushing. Keep pushing. Like, I say about 3 or 2 more pushes and my baby was out. My baby was 7 pounds and 2 ounces. My baby wasn't a big baby, but I mean, she was an average size baby. She wasn't that little. She wasn't that big. She was just a normal pound baby. But, yeah, I mean, I want to do a Q&A, but I don't have no, like, y'all don't ask me no questions for real. Y'all ask me, like, same questions that everybody asked me. Like, basically when I do dating and stuff like that when I was pregnant. But here goes today's video, and that's my labor and delivery story time. And here's my baby girl. She too into Mickey Mouse right now. She's not even studying or tired. But here's my baby girl. Videos in like 2 months because y'all won't really say nothing. So comment some videos y'all want me to do and I will do one. I'll try to post like 3 to 4 times every week if y'all give me video ideas or I come up with video ideas. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to us. because we got some new stuff coming into the channel. Without further ado, say bye, guys. Say bye-bye. Say bye. 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 Bye.